2, swing and a miss. He got him. Elevated the fastball to strike him out, and the Blue Jays have won for the 6th time in their last 7 games.
These are the kind of games, if you have any aspirations of getting into the playoffs, you have to win, and the Blue Jays outgut the Red Sox today. George Springer with the big base hit, and then Romano finishing off a tough hitter, slider, fastball to end it, and the Blue Jays get a big win tonight.
They have taken the first 2 in the series and will go for the sweep tomorrow night. What a ball game tonight as they beat the Red Sox 3-2 in 10. Time now for Sportsnet Central with Carly and Ivanka.
Oh, we've seen a lot of lopsided Jays wins at Fenway this season, but sometimes it's fun to throw in a nail-biter every once again. Welcome inside the Sportsnet Central studios. She's Carly Agro. I'm Ivanka Osmak, and Jay's doing a lot of good things, a number of good things, especially pitching, and George Springer has been dynamite since returning from the IL.
Yes, he most certainly has, coming up with a big double on this night. And the Toronto Blue Jays now improved to 12-3 against the Red Sox through 15 games so far this season. So with their thoughts on the matchup, let's turn our attention to Jamie and Joe. Gentlemen?
Carly, I'm thinking back to my days as a 5th grader at Brantwood Public School in Oakville. Mr. Sismar would give us stars for doing good things, and there's lots of them on my scorecard in the 10th inning alone, Joe, including one for manager John Schneider, who did this when Rafael Devers was coming up to the plate and put what could have been the winning run on base. It worked out, but it starts with the guy at the top of the order.
George Springer, he is in the lineup. We talked on Blue Jay Central tonight. I don't care if he's in the outfield, just get that name inked in the lineup, and it was at the top of the lineup once again. And when that thing turns over, you've got George Springer, 10th inning. What's he love to do? He looks to do damage early. Thought he got this one over the monster, not enough, but it's just enough. But he is so dangerous when you turn that lineup over because of his presence, because of who he is, because of what an aggressive hitter he is, and then you hand it over. It's nice to have Romano with the game on the line. Runner on second base to start this thing. Nice slider down in the zone to get Verdugo. And I thought he threw some great pitches here, too. He got JD on the slider. And we know he's throwing more and more sliders now. What's John Schneider going to do? You're not letting Devers beat you. I agree with the call 100%. You take your chances with Kike Hernandez. A couple good sliders. Finishes with the high heat with the fastball. But for Jordan, that's a surprise that he went to the heater there. He loves his slider, but it was a great time for it because if you miss up there, you go right back to a couple sliders.
Matt Chapman finished this game 0 for 4 at the plate, but man, did he make a double play in this ball game. Let's send it out to Fenway Park. He's with the Rash.
Matt, as high wire acts go, tonight had all of it. Bases loaded in the 7th, bases loaded in the 8th, and then Romano gets out of it in the 10th. When you think about what this bullpen has done over the last week or two, what stands out most?
I think, picking each other up. If one guy's not getting the job done, somebody else comes in and shuts the door. I feel like they all got each other's backs, and Bass was able to pick up some big outs for us today. Romano's been huge, and I think all of them just collectively just being able to make big pitches when we need it, trust the defense, and that's a group we're going to rely heavily on over this next month. So I think it's huge for them to have this kind of momentum right now.
I think this pitching staff's going to rely on this defense too. I mean, today this infield defense was on point throughout the night.
For sure. I think that when the pitchers throw strikes and give us work, we have the ability to really help them out. And, I think just goes to show that the hard work's been paying off. I mean, the way Bo's been playing shortstop, I know he's not swinging the bat maybe how he wants to right now, but the fact that he goes out there and makes plays and helps us win ball games with the glove every day is huge.
How about what Matt Chapman did as shortstop in the shift in the 3rd inning? Just take us through this play and describe it from your standpoint.
I saw Devers hit the ball hard. He went the other way, and honestly, I caught it to my backhand, and it was easier for me to go behind me than it was to kind of turn around. So I was just trying to get the force out there, and then luckily Bo was able to turn that thing fast. So that was pretty cool to get that double play and get us out of the inning.
I mean, you're able to turn that throw with the backhand had almost as much velocity as most people have with the forehand.
I don't know. It just something came over me. I kind of it was in the moment, and it just kind of came to me, and that's what happened. I had pretty much just let it happen.
Matt, this team is finding ways, different ways over the last week now to win ball games, scoring a lot of runs, finding ways like tonight to win in extras in a tight game where offense is hard to come by. What are you learning about this team right now as you get into the stretch run of the season?
You know, I don't know about learning, because I feel like it's nothing that we're not capable of doing. I think we've been capable of playing good baseball all year, and I think just everybody knows that, at the end of the day, it's not about yourself, it's about the team and what can we do to win a game every day. And I think that's the outlook we've been taking lately, and it's really been paying off for us.
Is that your best defensive play of the season?
Definitely. That was my best defensive play as a Blue Jay. I thought it might have been my best defensive play ever, but Jano said no. So at least it's my best defensive play as a Blue Jay, and hopefully a lot more to come. And, it's nice to finally make a good play.
Catchers know best. Yeah. Matt, thanks.
Yeah.
This team has really turned up the volume since that victory over Baltimore a week ago today. Let's take you back out to Fenway Park, and that's where we find Dan Shulman and Pat Tabler.
Jamie, thank you. A very nice outing for Jose Barrios tonight. 6 innings, just 2 runs, and then the work to be done by the bullpen. High leverage, high stress situations, and so many different relievers came through tonight.
Yeah, we can go so many different ways here with the pitching and the defense and the hitting, but the bullpen really did an unbelievable job. And it started with Jimmy Garcia. He had the bases loaded, and he got out of that. So they left the bases loaded in the 7th. Then in the 8th inning, after Tim Mayza got a couple of guys on, Anthony Bass came in and stranded them with 2 strikeouts on sliders that left the bases loaded once again. So Anthony Bass finished off that inning. Then Adam Zinber got the ground ball double play. Remember that one in the bottom of the 9th inning? If he gave up a run, the game's over. He gives up a single, double play, and then Romano comes in and slams the door right there. Great managing by Schneider to take the bat out of Devers' hand and then turn it over to Romano against Kike Hernandez. The bullpen was outstanding. Blue Jays have played a lot of these games this year. They're getting used to these types of games, and right now John Schneider is putting his relievers in position to win these games for the Blue Jays.
4 scoreless innings for the bullpen tonight as they beat the Red Sox 3-2 and look for the sweep tomorrow night.
All right, gentlemen, we look forward to seeing you then. Excuse me just a second. That's terrific, Bass. You don't know that that Saturday Night Live skit, do you? I had to do it once.
I do.
You know that.
I work with this guy every day.
So 2nd and 3rd, 8th inning. Let's expand on what Pat and Dan were talking about with respect to Anthony Bass's performance.
Well, Anthony Bass was the right-handed reliever that the Blue Jays acquired at the trade deadline. And, Jamie, you know that I was one of the first ones that thought the Blue Jays could have done more and gotten some bigger arms around that trade deadline. But guess what? They've got a guy here that is absolutely dominant, especially if you want to bring him in against righties, because that slider is just deathly. And he showed it in a very critical situation after Tim Mayza got into that trouble. John Schneider summoned Bass out of the bullpen, and that is a slider from you-know-where, and he's got no chance right now. If you want him to face the lefty, no. I put him on too, Schneider. Absolutely. We don't need to deal with that guy. Let's get another righty in the batter's box. It's Dahlbeck. We know what he will do. He did mix in a fastball and froze him, but Kirk goes right back to the slider, makes some huge pitches at huge times. That is the swing and miss that we felt that this bullpen was lacking. That's a critical situation. Hopefully there's a lot more of that from Anthony Bass and others, but that's a critical arm that was not here about a month ago.
Ivanka and Carly, there's a lot of swing and miss in the Blue Jays starter tomorrow night. 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific is when we get to see Kevin Gausman as the Blue Jays hope to complete a sweep of the Boston Red Sox. We hope to see you then.
Carly, was Jamie listening?